Adelaide remain a game clear of Central Coast at the top. Perth is in third despite its loss to the Jets. Melbourne fourth, and despite losing to the Heart. Wellington remains in the top six. In the bottom half, Gold Coast, Newcastle and North Queensland are on 6 points, and Sydney have the bye. Good to see our friend Johnny Aloisi get on the board at last.
Oh, very good. I thought he was a difference making that, and also Josip Skoko coming back into the team. I thought he made. He's an experienced player. Both of them they've played together in the national team quite often. This is a good finish. It looks like a tap in, but he really had the stretch there, and that could have easily gone wide. But he makes a big difference coming into this side.
Spiley, what are your impressions of the Heart so far?
I like the Heart. I like the whole setup. I like the players, the way they're trying to play. I mean, things just haven't gone their way at the moment, but they're starting to get results. Now, don't forget that there was a complete new team.
What about that miss from Johnny A then? He could have had two.
Lucky he scored before that.
I tell you what, it's a grand final between that and Van Dijk's the worst miss.
It's a close one.
Yeah.
And the table shows Sydney adrift at the bottom, but they've got some key players coming back now.
And they need them back because, to be honest, they are struggling at the moment. And to be missing the likes of Terry McFlynn, Alex Bryce, Nicky Carl, they don't have the depth in that squad, Spides, to complement that or to combat those guys being out.
Everyone keeps saying Sydney's struggling. I've been watching Sydney play. I don't think they've been doing that bad. And considering they're missing their key players, to be getting these players back, look, I think this is a perfect time. Whoever likes to have a punt is now the time to get on Sydney, because once they go on a little winning streak, they'll be too short after that.
You've been talking to your mate Tony Popovich, haven't you?
I get the inside information.
Yeah. Now, but the thing about Sydney, while they're on the bottom, it's a couple of wins, and it is the top six, and they're right back in the hunt.
I still think they're the best team in the A-League, best squad in the A-League. Them and Melbourne Victory. Now I might be biased here with what I've seen in the A-League, and I think the A-League, the standard is a lot better, but I still think they're the benchmark, Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory.
Well, one team that's made a great start to the season is Brisbane, and we're joined by their Raw captain, Matt McKay. Matt, thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
It's been a great start for the Raw this season, considering some of your performances last year.
It has been. We've had a very long pre-season and we've worked very hard, and a lot of new players come in and we've gelled well and starting to reap the rewards. But there's a long way to go, and we know we've had probably a bad result in Melbourne a couple of weeks ago, and we're improving from that, and hopefully we can move on.
The manager came under pressure a bit with the amount of players who left the club, but it seems to be working okay so far. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of big players left, and the guys that have come in are hungry, and they've shown that in the first 6 games of the season. So it's positive signs, but there's a long way to go.
And another good result, getting a point out of Adelaide and stopping their goal-scoring spree.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. We started off fairly slow in that game, and in the second half we ran over the top of them, and I'm pretty sure they were happy to get the point out of it. So, everyone coming to Suncorp now know that they're going to have to work hard to get 3 points off us or any points off us. So we keep that up and keep the fortress at Suncorp. We'll do well this season.
And what about Sergio's miss on Saturday night? Any sympathy for your former teammate?
No sympathy. He's a great guy. He's missed up here. We love him, and disappointed to see him miss, but glad that he still looks after the Raw boys. Did you speak to him after the game at all? I did speak to him and told him thank you for the miss. He said he's missing Brisbane. He loved the lifestyle up here, and obviously Adelaide's been a good move though with the start to the season they've had as well.
How much of a blow is Enrique's injury, and do you know when he's likely to come back?
It's a massive blow. The poor lad, he's had such a good start to the year, and he's been working very hard. The goals haven't come for him yet, but they're definitely on the way, and it's a pretty bad break. It looks like probably 3 months, up to 3 months. So the poor little fella, he's laying up on the couch now, probably playing his PS3. So he's got a lot of work to do before he's back.
Matty Spider here, mate. You did say before you're playing good football, but it seems to me you're lacking a leader. How big of a miss is someone like Craig Moore out of the dressing room?
Yeah, we're missing a lot of boys. All the senior players that left last year, there's half dozen of them. Joshua McLaughlin, Reddy, Tiato, Moore, Miller. They're big players, and they're sorely missed, but the opportunity for other people to come into the side and and bring their own character and leadership qualities has been great, and a few of the boys have been coming out of their shell.
Matt, we'll get you to stay with us. As we mentioned earlier, former Socceroo skipper Craig Moore is still awaiting a hearing after being arrested in Dubai. Local newspaper reports allege an altercation with police happened after they were called to a row over a taxi fare on Wednesday night. Moore was freed on bail on Friday and is waiting a court appearance. Dubai Public Prosecution Service says it's not known when that will be. And Spider, I believe you've just spoken with Craig Moore. How's he feeling?
Yeah, no, he's relieved to be out of prison, that's for sure. But he's hoping that everything will get resolved tomorrow. Obviously, seeing it in all the media and that, it says, Maury said it makes him look bad, but it wasn't as bad as that. It was probably taken overboard, but he's hoping that tomorrow it'll all be cleared up.
Matty, you're a teammate of Craig's in Brisbane. What's the reaction been at the Raw this week?
Yeah, people are in a bit of a shock. Obviously, there's a bit of, the media reports come out that they're not true on a lot of things. So we waited for the full details and just hope to see Maury all right and his family, and he can get back to Australia as safe as possible.
Matty, Spider again. I asked you the question before about Craig Moore, but you seemed to sidestep me there. You used a bit of Brad Fittler sidestep. So what you're telling me, that you aren't missing Craig Moore in the dressing room? Because I did say to you that you don't look like you have any leaders.
We are missing Craig Moore, you're right. But in saying that, there's players like myself, Shane Stefanuto. We've had a lot of experience, in Australia, and obviously Stefo and a few other boys overseas. But you're right, you can't get the ilk of the Moores that have been there, and 2 World Cups and stuff like that. So they're hard players to find, mate. You tell me if we can get another Craig Moore into the club, we'll be happy to have him.
Matty, Driller here, mate. You've been in the A-League since the start. How have you seen it progressing year to year? Do you think it's got a lot better, the standard?
It has. It's very competitive now, and obviously more and more of the imports they bring in are becoming more quality. And then obviously the younger players are getting better, so it's great. You know yourself from the start, and how much it's come along from there is impressive. So there's still a long way to go. There's not always pretty games every week, and there's a lot of improvement, but the signs are there.
Matt, thanks for joining us here on World Football News, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much, guys.